San Diego and Pittsburgh coming up on CBS. Temperatures in the high 40s. We may see rain later today, and the Chargers have lost 7 of the last 8. They won the toss but want to kick the football. They'll receive the second half kick. So we'll see Roethlisberger and company operating right away. What do you expect out of the Chargers here today?
Well, a lot of people want to know, how can the Chargers win this game in Pittsburgh? I believe they can win it. If they do, their defense plays hard, it's talented, and it could cause a problem for the Steelers offense.
They have managed to lose games late, including the last 2 weeks at home as Novak puts it on a tee. They'll be sending it down the way to Chris Rainey, the rookie returner, who already has 6 returns this year, over 40 yards. He's been a game changer. So here we go. Meeting for the first time since 2009, these two teams. It'll be a touch back to open things. And here comes Ben Roethlisberger again. Absent the last 3 weeks. He was putting up an MVP-type season before he got injured. But he comes back today with 17 touchdowns, only 4 picks on the season. He's been brilliant. Here's his offensive line. And yes, Cologne is back out there. Cologne starting. He was dressed but did not play last week, which had shifted Pouncey to left guard, and Dwyer is the featured running back for the 2nd straight week. Now they're coming out here, Phil, with 4 wide receivers, including Burris for this first snap.
Probably to get an easy throw for Ben Roethlisberger. Could be a quick throw.
And it is indeed over to Wallace. And Wallace sidesteps a hit, and he picks up a quick 10. And you had talked about how Roethlisberger loves to get Wallace active in a game early, and he does it right on the very first play. An impressive defensive front, including Legit, the second-year man from Illinois. Williams had his 2nd pick 6 last week of the season. And then you've got Weddle, the Pro Bowler a year ago, 3 interceptions on the year. And such a force, and by the way, a very good friend of Ben Roethlisberger. They had met at the Pro Bowl, and they stay in touch on a weekly basis. So now they shift back to their base offense with Dwyer lined up behind the quarterback. After that first play, picked up enough for a first down, 10 on the money. And it's Dwyer hit low early, and it was Weddle who came up to make that stick. We just talked about Weddle, no gain.
Well, Weddle, you got to talk about him, Jim. He makes a lot of plays in the game, and you block it really well up front that time, but nobody's there to block the safety, and you'll see a lot of that. Corey Lynch and Eric Weddle, number 32, good read. He's sitting right there for the cutback, and he makes the tackle.
And they send Wallace to the left and Antonio Brown to the right. David Paulson, an extra tight end.
White 80! White is
on 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger. And that's going to be ruled an incompletion. And it looked like there was somebody ready to pounce on him from behind. As Roethlisberger, again, the concern today, what will it be like for him the first time he takes a hit?
Well, we're waiting to see, too, and he even said to us, hey, he's not real sure, so it's a learning situation. I say this about Ben Roethlisberger today, Jim. You know, it's about getting rid of the football. Don't be courageous. That wasn't a love tap. That'll press that in where that collarbone area is, and either it'll loosen it up or make it start hurting a little.
Of course, that comes from a former Raven, Jarrett Johnson, who hit him. First year at San Diego, 3rd and 10, and then on the run, incomplete. Underthrew Wallace.
He underthrew him, and one of the reasons he might have done it is the gloves. Now, he said he would wear the gloves if it was just a cold, crisp day like it is. If it rains, he would take them off. But I think that time moving, when he let it go, it stuck to his fingers, and that's why it went in the ground.
So an uneventful first series for the Steelers, who had scored on 7 of their first 12 opening drives of the season. Managing only 1 first down. Butler had pressure, no contact. Punt fielded by Spurlock. And he has it all the way to the 41. So a 37-yard punt, 8-yard run back, and now it'll be Phillip Rivers and the Chargers' turn when we come back to Pittsburgh. Big Ben talking with Todd Haley, offensive coordinator, and last week's hero, Charlie Batch, pulled off that remarkable win at the Ravens. First snap for San Diego. It's a running play with Matthews, and he's able to drive the legs for 9, almost 10. Good piece of running there by the third-year back, Ryan Matthews, and here is Philip Rivers. Again, his offensive line is just decimated. He's thrown 18 touchdowns, 15 picks on the year. They've got 3 different starters from just a week ago. They've had 10 different starters this season on that front 5. Reggie Wells at right tackle joins that list today, his first start. Alexander, what a find at midseason, coming up another 100-yard game last week against the Bengals. Matthews and a half yard shy of the first, so second down coming up. We'll go to him again, and that moves the chains and over to the Pittsburgh side of the field and a gain of 3. That Steeler defense, number 1 in the league. Number 1 against the pass, number 5 against the rush. Ziggy Hood made plays last week, including a sack and a fumble recovery. Harrison's on a streak, 3 straight games with at least 1 sack. And then you've got Allen in today for Ike Taylor, whose long streak, well over 100 games consecutive playing, comes to an end. There is Ike Taylor right there. Broken fibula last week early in the game against Baltimore. He's going to be out a few weeks.
43, Zach.
So a first down from the 48 of Pittsburgh. And that was Ziggy Hood, who almost was able to take that little slippage away from Rivers.
Well, Philip Rivers did a couple things here. One, he is not going to wait a second. Just hard to trust the pass protection. Ziggy Hood, good job. Read the quarterback, move with him, and knocks it down. Jim, you and I were talking before the game. Ziggy Hood really learning to be a Pittsburgh defensive lineman and just gets better every time we come and cover the Steelers defense.
Yeah, made a lot of plays last week, as we mentioned, and very nearly had one there. Second down and 10. Ronnie Brown in at running back. Fake to him. Harrison chasing after Rivers, who's out of the pocket and just throws it away. They had Harrison bearing down on him.
Well, we've seen a couple things they want to do in the game, and they've been doing this year. Throw the football quick, and here's a screen to number 85, right of your screen, Antonio Gates, but there's nowhere he can't get away from the outside pressure. So Philip Rivers, which we're going to probably see a lot of this today too, just run, throw the football down in disgust. James Harrison, yeah, he's a funny guy. He makes everybody laugh, right, Jim?
Phillips saying, hey, you don't think I was going to hold on to that too much longer, do you? I knew you were back there coming after me. Third down and 10. Spurlock in as an extra receiver. And again, they're chasing after him. Kiesel this time forces the throw away.
Yeah, there's another screen play. Norv Turner playing it very conservative and safe, trying to get this offensive line into the game. So a screen, the Steelers are good at it. They read. They don't really get up the field that fast on the defensive front. That's why it's hard to throw screens against them, especially on the inside.
So they bring out Mike Cyphris to punt to Antonio Brown, who stands at the 10-yard line. And signals fair catch and makes the grab at the 7. 41-yard punt, downs it inside the 10. Cyphris gets the job done. San Diego's defensive front without Vaughn Martin. He got injured in warm-ups, actually. Pulled groin, not expected to return, so they have only 4 dressed down linemen. Garay had already been ruled inactive. First down for Pittsburgh, and out to about the 11 is Jonathan Dwyer. For complete pro football coverage, including everything you need to know about this weekend's matchups, all the way through Super Bowl 47, visit cbssports.com/NFL. And again, there's Coach Turner. First 3 years, they won the AFC West Division titles, and I mentioned it before the game that he told us yesterday. I think we all know what the final outcome is going to be come the end of the season.
But even saying that, Jim, pretty excited about the football team. Thought they would come in here and play well and actually have a chance to win.
Second and 7. Roethlisberger in the pocket, sliding right now, and swings it back. Connects it to Dwyer, just shy of a first. So Roethlisberger buying time, waiting for something to open up.
Well, a couple things. Nothing opened up, that's for sure, down the field. Good job by the Steelers' offensive line, picking up the blitz. 5 rushers coming. But these are the kind of plays that'll get a quarterback back in rhythm. Look at the receivers down the field.
Boy, Dwyer got a leaping Weddle to knock him down. He was off his feet.
Hey, give me a visual up
See
here.
the receiver on the left side, Ben Roethlisberger moving right, so no chance to throw it there.
Hey!
3rd and 1, and Isaac Redmond is the running
Look
back.
back!
They love to run him between the tackles.
Double. Shut up!
That's what they do. San Diego rise to it, and Redmond tries to dive down low for it, but no gain. He fought just to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and less than a yard.
Jim, you talked about it. Cam Thomas hurt himself. No, I'm sorry. Vaughn Martin hurt himself during warm-ups. But the strength of this Charger team, in my eyes, is the defensive front. They are stout, athletic, and they allow those linebackers, that time it was William, to come running through there untouched.
And Butler delivers a big spiral all the way to the 30. Spurlock fields it there. 51 yards on the punt. A little defensive battle shaping up here in the early going.
I know the Charger defense is good, but we talked about it last week. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, the week after.
Yeah, come out flat.
Come out flat. You put so much into it emotionally, and of course it's a physical game. Hard to just have everything revved up in the NFL every single week.
Chargers picked up 1 first down on their opening drive, then had to punt. And they go with Matthews off the right side for a couple into the arms of James Harrison. Tell me about Philip Rivers, the kind of year he's had, especially with a decimated offensive line.
Well, it's hard to judge it, and it's as Norv Turner told us, look, he's the same quarterback. The pieces around him have changed dramatically. I will say, on the other side is, Philip Rivers, you got to know what your offensive line is. You know the offense has got to change, and you have to play differently as a quarterback and adjust to the skill around you.
They run it again with Matthews, and it'll set up 3rd and about 5. That gain of 3. You may have seen it. They've gone 19 straight possessions without an offensive touchdown, and now approaching 7 full quarters without this unit producing a touch.
You know, Jim, they've had some long drives. Norv Turner talked about it. And when I watch them play the last 3 weeks, it's like a screen, a run here, something different. He is putting it all together, and it takes them so long to march down the field, but they have a hard time because of lack of talent of punching it in the end zone.
Yeah, last week they had to settle for a 19 and a 20-yard field goal. They got close but couldn't convert the touchdown. 35, and Gates has the first down. Antonio Gates, who caught a couple of touchdowns the last time San Diego was on this field back in 2009.
Now, the one thing I've noticed about Philip Rivers, Jim, we noticed it in warm-ups. I've never seen him wear gloves. Maybe he has, but he has them on the day, and I watched him warm up for quite a bit of time, and I'll tell you this, he was digging the gloves because he was snapping the ball and flicking it, and it feels good when you first put them on. You just got to know that every once in a while that football will stick.
On first down, Polamalu comes up to help out. Larry Foote holds them only to a yard. You look at the recent opponents, it's kind of been the same opponents, if you will. Kansas City, Cleveland, Baltimore. This is something that actually Norv Turner put on a board for his team this week to say,
right,
hey, look, it's not like these scores have been all that different.
What he was saying to his football team, we match up with these guys. That was the whole key in what he was saying.
A 2nd down and 9.
And that graphic really illustrates it, Jim, that they played the same teams. They both have played them very close.
Polamalu had him behind the line, and Matthews scrambled to get back for no gain. Timmons finishes him off. And let's take off to New York in the update from JB.
A 46-yard run by Ray Rice. Big play, but yes, and Joe Flacco on his first pass of the afternoon. He pump fakes, finds Anquan Bolden in the corner of the end zone. 19-yard touchdown, 7-7.
In Landover, Maryland, back to Jim Nance and Phil Simms.
All right, guys, thank you. That should be a good one today, and we'll look forward to more updates. Scoreless here in the first quarter as Rivers faces a 3rd and 8.
Pass the game off.
We're going to tell JB to give an update of this game when somebody tries a field goal.
You might be right. And well, first down here picked up by the Chargers. Michael Spurlock, the former Tampa Bay Buck. He beats Cortez Allen on that one for 11.
Slot receiver, just a nice move at the last second, takes that speed out, And here, Jim, let's just watch Philip Rivers throwing the football with the gloves. It's a great technique. Kind of drops down a little and throws a little more sidearm. That way you ensure that football is going to come off clean and it'll go where you want it to go.
All right, 2 drives, and the second time they've been on the Pittsburgh side of the field. And a first down with Matthews. That's all clogged up, and he's just pinned to the turf by Timmons, and a loss of 1. Back to Rivers, talking to his team, trying to get him fired up, making the long trip. They came in here on Friday night, as a lot of the West Coast teams will do. He said he told his teammates, hey guys, let's forget about the records, okay? We've got a chance to do something no Charger team has ever done, and that is to win in the regular season at Pittsburgh. 0-14 all-time regular season.
Now that gives you some inspiration, no doubt about it. And I'll tell you what, this makeshift offensive line coming out pretty impressive, doing a good job so far.
2nd and 11 as Matthews finds just a tiny crease for a couple. Of course, they've won twice in the postseason all time here, 2 out of 3 times. San Diego, including back in the '94 season when they went to the Super Bowl. They came through Pittsburgh, so they can't beat them in the regular season, or haven't. Here are the 2 times they won in the post.
So if you're the coach last night, you tell the guys, the league changed the rules. This is a playoff game.
Yeah, right.
There you go. So
well, Fouts led them to 1, and then the defense made the stop there on that last play. Neil O'Donnell went on to face the 49ers in the Super Bowl. 3rd and 10.
Go!
Flags are out. Gates is open and he drops it. He had all kinds of separation out there from Ryan Clark. We'll check the flag from Scott Green and crew.
Offside, defense, number 43. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So they had a free play, and Gates had a good look at it.
they had it, and it is good pickup on the blitz again. That time, Philip Rivers could have stood in the pocket and thrown it. Easy for me to say. You got to go with what you feel, and he just doesn't trust the pass protection yet. But when these receivers for the Chargers are getting these one-on-one chances, they are winning. And they're going to get it right here again.
3rd and 5. They've converted twice on this drive. This is the 9th play of this drive. And that's Harrison busting across.
Well, I remember coming down here to the Steelers. First year I was ever in this business.
Neutral zone infraction, number 92, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Back-to-back 5-yarders, give him the first down. What do you remember?
Well, I remember just saying to Kevin Green, he was a linebacker here then, Jim, and I said, what's the key to blitzing? And he goes, space it out, don't get in each other's way, and timing. And I'm telling the story because the timing's been awful so far for this Dick LeBeau defense.
Again, this defense ranked number 1. LeBeau, his team has been ranked number 1 defensively 5 of his 9 years. And again, it's Harrison holding it to a 1-yard gain. Let's get back to New York for an update.
All right, since he has won 4 straight, Dan.
And Andy Dalton, his 25th touchdown pass of the year, this little shovel pass to Andrew Hawkins. He scampers in 8 yards for a touchdown, and it's 7-3 Cincinnati.
Did they actually give you credit for a pass on that one?
Yes, that's an easy one, right?
I know Phil Simms would agree. All right, Jim Nance.
Now those kind of passes I could.
Rivers looking and launching and throws it away.
Well, that's an encouraging sign for Philip Rivers and his Chargers offense is that he is getting sometimes good protection and look down the field. But Jim, you and I have talked about it a lot. The Steelers secondary used to be the word, hey, they can't cover that well. Well, I'll tell you what, they can cover now. And that's one of the big reasons, if not the biggest reason, why they're number 1 against the pass in the NFL.
There's Ryan Clark, who you believe is very underrated. What a pair at safety with Polamalu. 3rd and 9. And Rivers over the top. He was looking for Gates.
Down the field, Phillip Rivers looking for that shot. There it is, number 85, Antonio Gates. Lawrence Timmons, good job. Linebacker running down the field with one of the top 5 tight ends. Covers him well.
So this will be a 51-yard attempt from Nick Novak, who has 13 out of 15 on the year. The only 2 misses came from outside of 50. There have only been 4 50-yarder in the history of Heinz Field. Novak drilling in, and the kick is good. 51 yards. Novak, the 5th all-time field goal made in an NFL game at Heinz Field. Chargers put points on the board first. Rivers and the Chargers 12-play drive, field goal from Novak from 51, joining Jeff Reed, who twice made field goals from 50. Billy Cundiff and Joe Nedney, the only ones to ever make a field goal from 50 or outside. This is Rainey. And he is tackled at the 22-yard line. Brought down by Chris Carr. Tonight on CBS, a 60 Minutes investigation into the city known as the False Confession capital of America, and Hugh Jackman on 60 Minutes tonight, only CBS. Drive start from the 21, movement again.
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And the false starts and the encroachments all going against a Pittsburgh team that's coming out a little out of sync right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, the word for it is flat, and emotionally just not into it. And they're going to find out, this Charger team, Jim, the scores tell you they're going to battle, they're going to fight. And they're used to playing a lot of low-scoring, close games.
1st and 15 back at the 16. And a catch, and the quick hit, the quick stick by Williams on Heath Miller holds him to 4.
Now Ben Roethlisberger, they're coming out here and going in the shotgun and spreading the field, just going, look, these big guys that the San Diego Chargers have inside, not blocking them that well so far, trying to change the rhythm of the game, get their quarterback going, and get these wide receivers going too.
Pittsburgh has not gotten past its own 30 here in the first quarter. Got 2nd 11 now at the 20. And they go into round with Wallace. San Diego and Weddle are there to meet him and set him back a couple.
How about Eric Weddle? That was a terrific call. You got the blitz. They're over pursuing, not number 32. Left of your screen, gets outside. That was the first good move he made. He ran outside, and he made Mike Wallace slow down, and once he slowed down, they make the tackle.
And this San Diego defense, under the direction of John Pagano, defensive coordinator, ranked 9th in the NFL defensively.
What did Eric Weddle tell us yesterday, Jim? We want to win the game on the defensive side. So far, they're getting the ball.
3rd and 12, and Roethlisberger flings in. The ball is caught. Plexico Burress has his first catch in his 2nd stint as a Steeler.
How about that? And this is why I think he rounds out this wide receiving core for the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger knew he was going there the whole way. Looks it off. And what a target to throw to. Throw it up high because he's 6'5", long arms. And we all know Quentin Jammer, good coverage, but you can't hit those receivers across the middle.
Last time Burress made a catch for the Steelers was on this field in the 2004 AFC Championship game. It was a touchdown catch against the Patriots. New England went on to win that game. Jammer shaken up on the play, and we'll step aside for a moment. Quentin Jammer injured on that last play, the 18-yard catch by Plexico Burress.
Well, I can't tell you what it is. They're looking at his left. Looks like his left ankle is what they're looking at on the bench. Good coverage, though, that time against Plexico Burrs. The corners for the Chargers have had a solid season, no doubt.
On first down, Dwyer driving ahead and then backed up by Gilchrist. Gain of 4. Update time. Back to JB and Coach Cowher.
Reggie Wayne has found the fountain of youth, Dan Marino.
Oh, Jim, it's Dan Marino, and this is Andrew Luck. He throws a touchdown to Reggie Wayne, 4 yards, 7-7 in Indy.
Well, I was trying to be subtle about it, Jim, but there it is. Back to Jim Nance and Phil Simms.
I've got my Pittsburgh guys mixed up. Dan Marino, the homegrown Pittsburgh hero here.
But that's understandable, Jim. They look alike.
Yeah.
Bill Cowher. Both of them are on team.
2nd and 6. And Dwyer butts heads. He picks up about a yard. Dwyer just a third-year back out of Georgia Tech, and he's just 23 years old. He's the youngest running back on the whole roster for the Steelers, and for the second straight week getting the start. We come to the end of the first quarter. Chargers lead it 3-0. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Part of the second quarter here in the Steel City. Jim Nance and Phil Simms in the booth right above the 50. 3rd and 4 coming up for the Steelers, who managed 47 yards total offense in that first quarter. And an errant snap. Roethlisberger able to get the pass away, incomplete. Crowd wanted a flag on the defensive back on Miller, which was Sharice Wright, but no flag.
Well, they are putting the pressure on Ben Roethlisberger. First, it's a bad snap, and we talked about this front four. Corey Liuget gets in there. Who was it grabbing down inside? Couldn't Corey Lynch?
Yep.
Might be doing it. He likes the blitz from the outside. Very good. Lynch and Eric Weddle, both good outside blitzers.
So Butler boots it to the 19, where the fair catch is made by Spurlock. 37-yard punt. And tomorrow on CBS, the 5-0 team gets caught up in the jungle on an all-new Hawaii 5-0 tomorrow, only CBS.
Well, so far, Jim, hey, how impressive has the San Diego defense been? It's not, oh, Ben Roethlisberger's rusty. The coverage is awesome, and they are getting pressure on him, and there's been nothing there. John Pagano, what a job he has done. He said he learned a lot from Wade Phillips. When Wade Phillips was a defensive coordinator at San Diego and John Pagano was a linebacker coach, he took that, he goes, added a few wrinkles myself, and you've seen a defense that's getting it done.
Says the number one thing I preach from day one is effort. He's getting that today, not allowing Pittsburgh's offense to cross midfield. First down carry. Ryan Matthews, stutter step move, and that worked out for a gain of about 6.
That was awesome. Nice little counter move, trying to take advantage. So you fake the run was going to go to the right of the offense. They cut it back. Ryan Matthews, I think he's a really good inside runner, Jim. Not the biggest running back in the NFL. Quick, darts around, looks like Ray Rice, but once he breaks outside, he's faster, I think, than Ray Rice and capable of making big plays, even though they haven't done that in the run game.
He's already carried it 10 times for 27 yards. 2nd down and 4. Rivers to throw this time and throws it away. He was looking in the direction of Denario Alexander, who was well covered. Alexander without a catch so far. He has been a remarkable pickup for them since midseason.
Yeah, he wants to throw it to the right, and 85 Gates is the one he should have thrown it to, but he second-guessed himself. And Phillip Rivers, Norv Turner, all they talked about, when they love to be able to run the football well enough to get some one-on-one matches outside near the sidelines, and they've been getting them, not taking advantage of it so far.
Rivers 2 out of 8. And a throwing down here, 3rd and 4. Flings it over to the sideline, and a catch is made for the first down at the 30 by Michael Spurlock, who has a second catch on the game. That one goes for 7.
Spurlock doing a good job. Here, a blitz by the Steelers. Nice pickup. The inside receiver, the nice little bunch formation. But look at that lineup by the Steelers. They got a bunch of people on the line of scrimmage. And, boy, how impressed are you? The blitz pickup by all these new offensive linemen and putting this all together, Jim, in 1 week.
I'm not even sure they know each other's names. You talk about Reggie Wells, who just joined him. They signed Colin Baxter this week. Stephen Schilling, who's a backup today. These are all new guys. And of course, Kevin Haslam at left tackle as they're sitting down Harrison Green today.
Yeah, how about this? Nick Hardwick, their center, is now walked off the field, and Colin Baxter over there taking some snaps.
Here's Baxter just coming back to the Chargers for the third time in his brief NFL career. And Rivers is trying to get the attention of all the officials. Hardwick, he has seen his whole line just crumble, talking about the stalwart center, including the guys who used to be lined up to the left of him, Dielman and McNeil, who have had career-ending injuries in the last year.
Well, Jim, what if the crowd's booing because Nick Hardwick was still on the field? So Philip Rivers, that was a really good move by the Chargers. He was able to run over and get a few snaps from Colin Baxter.
So Vasquez, number 65, is the only guy right here who started last week's game on that front five. That's on the field right now is Baxter. Let's see this snap out of the shotgun. 1st and 10, they fake the end around and they go long. Down the field to Gates, and it went through his hands.
Boy, they're trying everything, and that time they fake the run, fake the reverse. And Troy Polamalu, good recovery, sprints back there, makes Philip Rivers be a little careful with the throw, and just misses Gates. I watch Antonio Gates, though. He still runs a lot of good routes towards the sideline. If I was a defensive back, it seems like about 75–80% of the time, he's going outside, not inside across the field.
Got one catch. He's been targeted 3 other times, and a couple of them could have been big gainers. 2nd and 10. Across the middle, and that's wide at Gates that time.
Well, good coverage that time by Larry Foote, and Philip Rivers. You know, I got to tell you now, he's quick with the football, which is what he should be. And Jim, and all the times I've watched him leading up to this game, I don't blame him for being quick with the football. He's taken more hits this year than I've ever seen him take by far.
Yep, he's been sacked 36 times.
It's not the sack sometimes, it's all the hits he's getting once he's trying to let the football go down the field.
3rd and 10. Baxter, perfect snap. Rivers completes it. Spurlock steps past the first down marker and has, for the 3rd time now, given the Chargers a new set of downs.
How about Michael Spurlock? They were hoping Eddie Royal was going to be the slot receiver. Does he get past the line of the first down line? It's where the football is, and to me, he did.
And they moved the chains. He knew exactly where he had to step past, and he does it. Ball marked at the 40 after the 10-yard gain. That's Alexander. He has walloped a couple of times, and again, he's only been with him about 5 weeks. He's caught 26 passes, 467 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's his first catch today.
Well, what did Norb tell us about the workout? Here comes, they needed a wide receiver. They bring 5 guys in, and there's Alexander with a big old knee brace on, and
2nd down.
Yeah, that knee, that left knee, has been the thing that's held him back. He led the NCAA his senior year at Missouri in receiving with 113 catches, but has had 5 surgeries on that left knee. Stepped out of a shoe on that catch. 2nd down and 4. And that's Floyd. Denied the first down by Keenan Lewis, who holds him to 2.
Well, it's the reason why this defense is one of the best in the NFL. They can cover and they can tackle. And very seldom do you see somebody miss a tackle and a lot of extra yards gained after that. Philip Rivers, it was a run play to the right. He thought the coverage was far enough off. That's why he threw it out to Malcolm Floyd, but how about that form tackling? Get your arms around the legs, grab them, and take them down.
Jackie Battle is the running back here on 3rd and short. 3rd and a short 2, in fact, and Battle never had a chance. Hampton down low. And a whole host of Steelers add to the pile to stop him.
Oh, man, and Phillip Rivers went running off the field, and he was, of course, upset. I don't like their chances of just lining up with Jackie Battle and thinking in a situation like that, where the Steelers are going to play run and think you're going to get 2 yards on this defensive front. Look at Casey Hampton, 98. He ruined it right away.
Yep. He just blew it all up.
Yep.
Casey Hampton still making all these plays in his 12th year out of Texas. And Cypress trying to pin him for the second time inside the 10. Hits at the 10, and it's covered up. That was Stuckey down there covering it. First touched it at the 8-yard line. 44-yard punt. Chargers 3-0. And the Pittsburgh defense has been on the field good part of this game today. The average drive start for these teams, San Diego at its own 30, Pittsburgh at its own 15. And on this occasion, they'll start from the 9. Twice now, Cypress pinning them inside the 10. And Roethlisberger flings it right across the middle for the short gainer. Picks up 5 with Sanders. What have you seen out of Ben so far in his return?
Well, you know, Jim, I haven't seen him really get a chance to get some protection and throw the football down the field, staying inside. They are doing a good job, the Chargers, keeping the 2 outside rushers outside. So if he steps up, it's got to be straight ahead. Then you get off that block and get pressure on him. But the Chargers are just taking it to him so far. Playing aggressive.
Yep. It's 5 out of 8 of the gun. And 2nd and 5, looking for Wallace, and that's denied. Batted away by Kaysen at the last moment.
Antoine Kaysen singled up here, bottom of your screen against Mike Wallace. Some say the fastest receiver in the NFL, and he is all over Mike Wallace.
Not a great snap here again by Pouncey. That's one was really low. And of course last week Pouncey had to fill in at left guard for the first time in his career. Did a remarkable job in that game at Baltimore.
Hey, you got him.
Is a 3rd and 5. Jammer is back in the game for the San Diego defense. He's at the top of the screen. Ball is tipped and incomplete. 3 and out for the Steelers this time.
There was nobody open to throw this football to, but look at everybody up at the line of scrimmage. One guy back, and that is just going, we can cover you. And Roethlisberger throwing it short to Antonio Brown. Well covered that time.
And Butler bounces at his own 46. Mundy downs it at that point. So excellent opportunity coming up for San Diego in plus territory after just a 32-yard boot. San Diego breaks huddle, comes to the line, the Pittsburgh 46. 3-0 lead, just inside 10 minutes to go first half.
Got it. Tell him.
They work the middle for about a yard. They do have Hardwick back in. He was shaken up on the last series, their center, in his 9th year from Purdue. Well, you look at the ever-changing offensive line here. Harris inactive, Green inactive, both out with injury. Clary out with injury. Vasquez right where he was last week. We've already seen Hardwick miss some snaps. 2nd down and 9. Rivers' throw is wide of the mark for Floyd. We've got an update on the Cowboys and the Bengals. Let's go back to New York.
Boy, talk about a tough week for Brandon Carr, the ex-Chiefs player, now Dallas Cowboys player.
Andy Dalton, he fakes, rolls out to his right, and he gets picked off by Brandon Carr, who returns this 37 yards.
And he takes it on in. That sets up a score for the Dallas Cowboys. Again, he was there in Kansas City for the service for Belcher, and now back playing for Dallas. Jim Nance, Phil Simms.
And that interception set up a touchdown run by DeMarco Murray. 3rd down and 9. San Diego trying to take advantage of a great starting point. Rivers throw, got his man, he drops it at the 30. That was Alexander.
Beautiful job that time. Phillip Rivers staying in there, and he let that one go, and it was a strike. Top of your screen, Alexander runs a good route, gets inside, and Blayton, you can definitely see he is turning his head to look to see where he's going to run with the football. That's why he dropped it.
Boy, he had all kinds of room, too. Nothing happens with the Chargers' first drive in their last 32 possessions that started beyond their own 40. Cypress for the third time will force the Steelers to start a drive inside the 10. Cypress really helping the field position battle after that 38-yarder. Again pinned inside the 10. Steelers starting point, averaging the 13 for the day. They run it. Redmond spins, picks up about 3. There's been nothing on the ground so far. Actually, gained about a yard with a flag out. At San Diego defensive front, it's young and it's impressive. You've liked what you've seen all week, grading them on film.
It's
Holding. Offense, number 17. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Well, not only do I like him, Norv Turner talked about it last night, and he said what a group to go forward with when you talk about the defensive line. And he also brought up, so many players, but how about Takeo Spikes? 15 years in the league. He goes, the guy's unbelievable. He's out there almost every single play on the defensive side and still playing with passion and leading these other guys, keeping them going. And it shows when you watch his Chargers. I can't believe they're ranked 9th in the NFL. It seems like it should be higher.
First and 13 from the end zone, and Roethlisberger gets out of the jam and takes off and dives down at the 12. They almost had a play on him for the safety. It was Franklin. Abraya Franklin was in close on Roethlisberger in the end zone.
Yeah, trying to go down the field this time or outside, and he felt the pressure and stepped up just in time to heal Spikes. Since Ben Roethlisberger went head first, he can still hit him.
We get Pouncey with a little exchange with Takeo Spikes. It was also Reyes, the rookie in the end zone, actually took a swipe at Ben, but he escapes for a gain of 8. Second down and 5.
Blue 30. Blue 30.
On the blitz, stepping up, launching it long to an open Wallace, and it's through his hands. Oh, and Wallace, they let him know about it here.
Boy, do they ever. It is a good job by Ben. Look at the blitz. Look at the pickup. Redmond gives Roethlisberger time. He moves in the pocket, and he throws it up the field. If he throws it across, Mike Wallace is going to run it down and score the touchdown. But that little late adjustment by Wallace, I think that was just enough where he couldn't make the catch.
And in case you were wondering, the arm strength coming off the injury for Roethlisberger, that one was on a line.
Well, we saw it so many times on Friday, Jim. He threw the ball extraordinarily well down the field with power and accuracy.
Steelers call a timeout. They'll face 3rd and 5 out of this break. 5 coming up. That's the man who's been taking care of Ben and the Steelers for so many years. The outstanding team physician, orthopedic surgeon, Dr. James Bradley. Recognized around the league as absolutely one of the best. Getting the Steelers back on the field. His quarterback now faces a 3rd and 5.
Middle.
From the 12-yard line. They got in on Roethlisberger. He took a vicious hit. He was walloped by DeMario Williams.
The Steelers have been doing a good job picking up blitzes. Well, that doesn't bother this San Diego defense. John Pagano sends them again, and Williams comes in untouched, confused the offensive line, and you said it, big hit.
But Ben gets right to his feet, walks to the sideline, and San Diego's going to have an excellent starting point again as Spurlock takes off inside the 40 and down to the 36. Tackled by Will Allen, but a 21-yard return off the 45-yard punt. Roethlisberger and Batch have a chat.
Look at these blitzers up inside. They've been picking them up so far today, but it's a little pick play, and that is well done. You see that usually by the defensive tackle and defensive end. Really well done by the linebackers. I've seen them use that same technique on tackles on the outside, that little twisting game of the linebackers, and it works out there, and it sure worked that time inside.
Ben gets hit on his left side and then hits the ground, but walks away unscathed on that one. 1st and 10. Then Rivers look long, nothing there. Now rolling away from Kiesel. Zippy Hood shoves him out, and Rivers might have thought he could draw a flag off of that, but the signal was he was still in the field of play. No gain.
Well, the coverage down the field is good, but how about the protection, Jim? One more time. This makeshift offensive line, and there you see, but there's the safety, so 85 Gates is not open, not like what you think. Philip Rivers has to get out of the pocket. The initial protection, very good. And this is what I usually see him doing. Running towards the sideline, and he usually flings it down in disgust right before he goes out of bounds.
It goes as a sack. 2nd down and 10. Alexander was looking to throw, and now flings it back over to Rivers. And Hood was crashing in, ready to pounce on Rivers had he made the catch.
Well, the defense was staying back, and Norv Turner just gives you that look like, well, it was worth a shot. And it was. I thought this was pretty well designed, but the defense is back playing pass.
And Harrison was there in his face where Alexander couldn't get the throw away.
Right. Nobody was open down the field. That's why he adjusts. James Harrison, he is definitely, Philip Rivers. That might have been a good thing, Jim, that football was a little short.
3rd and 10. Rivers offs it, and a catch. Might have been made. No, they say incomplete. It was Alexander with a second drop. Keenan Lewis was tangled up with him, and then Polamalu was in the area ready to pick up the fumble had it been ruled one.
How many times over the years have we seen this type of play from the San Diego offense? In other words, an in cut by a big, tall receiver and jumping up and making the catch. What a good job by Keenan Lewis. How about that?
Any question that was incomplete?
Yes, it was definitely incomplete.
So no challenge. And Cypress' punt is caught by his own man. Who else but Spurlock, who's had a very active day. I'll tell you, Cypress might be the first half MVP. Nobody knows the game like a quarterback. Break down all the NFL action on the NFL Monday QB. Monday at 6:30 Eastern. Only on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. And talking about QBs, here's a little
Well, we're talking about two of the best in the NFL. Look at those numbers.
42 yards each.
6 of 17 by Philip Rivers. A couple big drops.
Yeah, they
the
had
same for Ben, too.
Yeah, well, they've had 2 straight drives start in Pittsburgh territory, and both of them were 3 and outs. Run up the middle. And Dwyer.
Look who's in there again. I mean, it's Eric Weddle. And, you know, Jim, we were in Carolina a few weeks ago. Ron Rivera, the head coach, Carolina Panthers, used to be the defensive coordinator in San Diego, and he gave us a 20 minutes lesson on Eric Weddle, why he's such a good safety and valuable to a defense. Makes the changes. He is a sure tackler, doesn't get fooled in the pass game. Built like a rock. That helps too.
Coming off a Pro Bowl year, maybe headed there again. 2nd down and 8. Rivers spins away and then goes way down the field and incomplete. Bounced right off the chest of Antonio Brown with Weddle there to defend.
How about the move by Ben Roethlisberger to get the extra time? I thought for sure, oh, this is going to be a sack, and 2 Chargers just run into each other, leads him across the field.
Crowd's unhappy. I'm not sure they wanted a flag, or they've just they're distraught after the drop by Wallace, and this one was certainly catchable. Well, there it is. Hand in there maybe a little early by Weddle.
Who could see that hand, but that happened so fast. That was good coverage. What an adjustment by the safety, Eric Weddle.
3rd and 8 and a timeout call by the Steelers. Willie Colon is on the bench. He's been battling a knee injury. And you see the spin move by Big Ben.
Oh, he's going to go down, but Jared Johnson and Sean Phillips did run into each other.
So they got a shift on the line here, Phil.
Yeah, look at it. Number 53, Marquise Pouncey at left guard, and Legursky in at center.
3rd and 8. Again, a big play for the San Diego defense, trying to win the battle of field position. And they're going to have Gilchrist wrapping them up for a sack at the 5-yard line. This kid here, Marcus Gilchrist, in his 2nd year from Clemson. You've been impressed by what you've seen, and he gets a sack this time.
Let's just cover all the bases here. I like about everybody on this San Diego defense, and I love the scheme. And they just keep giving you different looks, and that's the difference. They talk about it. It's strategy. You just don't do it to do it. They do it for a reason.
And Butler from the end zone. One hopper picked up. Spurlock steps out of the 49. So a 3rd straight drive is going to start on the Pittsburgh side of the field. That was a 49-yard punt.
Jim, it comes from outside. Here he comes, Gilchrist. And Ben Roethlisberger did not have time to look down the field to find anybody. And look at all the guys that are there right away to help him out and bring him to the ground. I mean, we talked to Corey Legent yesterday, number 94. Look who all's in there. Melvin Ingram, number 54. But he said they couldn't wait to hit Big Ben.
All 3 of these guys in on the quarterback here, 1st and 2nd year players.
So sometimes when I kind of get ready for these games, I'm right. I kept going, are they this good? I watched them on TV, just never watched them as close as I should have.
And that is Matthews. Kind of slide off a hit and gaining 2. So they were concerned on the Pittsburgh side, of course, that their quarterback, how he would handle getting hit today, and he has had to take his lumps.
Well, one of my keys, could Ben Roethlisberger, could they get him in rhythm to start the game? And San Diego's just not letting them have any easy plays. They are applying pressure every snap.
Really has been a chess match, hasn't it? All about field position. San Diego with the 51-yard field goal, the game's only points from Novak. 2nd down and 8. Dumps it over, Ronnie Brown. Nice little wiggle to get down to the 39, trying to get away from Cortez Allen, but he picks up 7.
Well, you always tell me some interesting stats. San Diego Chargers offense, the running backs have done what this year?
They've caught more balls than any other set of running backs in the league. That catch right there was the 107th reception by a San Diego running back this year.
Now, if you told me it was Darren Sproles and LaDainian Tomlinson, I go, oh my gosh, they're making a lot of big plays. They're throwing it to the running backs now out of necessity to get rid of the football so the quarterback doesn't get hit.
3rd and 1, and they're going with the spread. Rivers goes long. Man is open. Alexander has it this time. There is a flag on the field. Will the touchdown hold up?
I think it will. It's a double move. The Chargers love big plays. That's what it's about. Winning, you need big plays.
Illegal contact, number 31 defense, penalty is declined, touchdown.
39 yards. Denario Alexander, whose first ever NFL touchdown was a 38-yarder against the Chargers back in 2010 when he played for the Rams.
How about that move? The little stutter, and Curtis Brown is coming forward so fast that he saw it. He knew his beat, tried to reach out and stop it, couldn't do it.
Came on a 3rd and 1 play, Phil.
How about that?
Alexander, who had a couple of drops earlier in this game with a beautiful grab on that occasion. And here's Novak to make it 10-0. All that field positioning back and forth, exchange of punts. It finally pays off for the San Diego side. Rivers has his first touchdown in 93 passes.
Top of the screen, here's Alexander. There's Curtis Brown. Let's just watch the play. 3rd and short. So you're thinking, hey, they want to get the first down. Curtis Brown sees the move. Oh my gosh, he comes forward so fast he can't even get his right arm out to stop it. Nice throw by Phillip Rivers, and Alexander, a couple little questionable drops maybe, but he makes up for it here, doesn't he? Nice turn and catches it right in stride for the touchdown. When you watch guys on TV, I get one perception, but you see this Alexander in person, Jim, you can see he is tall and can cover some ground fast, and how about that?
Yeah, you can get up too.
Kind of reminds me of when we played basketball, what you were doing.
Yeah, right over you.
Yeah, right over. That's right.
Fourth touchdown. And how about the offensive unit finally getting to the end zone? It had been 7+ quarters, nearly 8 quarters since the Chargers offense had produced a touchdown.
Well, they've been trying to be careful. He's been looking for the shots. We saw the trick play where they threw it behind the line of scrimmage trying to get a touchdown. But Norv Turner, his calling card is he looks for big plays on the offensive side in the passing game. He says you need them to win. You can keep games close, but you need big plays to win. So he finally called one right on the right time, and they took advantage of it.
Novak. This will be returned by Rainey. Steps up to the 5 to take it. Shifts and gets away. Here he goes again. The rookie from Florida. He is some returner. That's a 34-yard run back, zigging and zagging, and finally setting up Pittsburgh with a good starting point.
Somebody's got to wake the team up, and this is a good way to do it. Special teams, it's such a big part in the NFL. How about it all the way, cuts back all the way back across the field, and he gives them some explosion on this special team side, and nice job of not falling here and picking up another 15 yards afterwards.
It was Weddle who he was able to get away from. And finally, the Steelers are not backed up against their own end zone. They have not picked up a first down in this entire quarter. Throwing on first down, getting away from a possible sack, tucking it under for a gain of about 4, maybe 5. Coming up, the Verizon halftime report. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher. All the latest scores and highlights. It's all coming up on the Verizon halftime report. Steelers go no huddle here as we approach 3 minutes to go. Pittsburgh has 1 timeout. Roethlisberger off a couple of scrambles as their leading rusher. Dwyer. And he steps out about a yard shy of the first. Picks up 4.
Might be the first time I've seen all day where the San Diego defense just said, okay, we're going to play normal. In other words, they didn't blitz anybody. Well, they did have Franklin, a nose tackle, dropping out in coverage, but the safeties were back, and Roethlisberger got an easy completion.
Still looking across midfield for the first time today. First, though, they got to get the 1 yard to move the chains. Trying to get it to Dwyer. Dwyer is stopped short. That was Franklin and several other Chargers in on him. Pittsburgh showing like it's going to go for it.
Yeah, I think they're going to, Jim. You got to get something to turn this emotion and momentum around for him. And when you watch that play, it was a good job by Jonathan Dwyer just to get back to where he was, or to get that close to the first down, I should say.
You're going to come out and check it with the chains, and now receiving word that Willie Colon, with that knee injury, is doubtful to return.
It's a big decision here, Jim. 4th down, and it's about a good solid half yard.
What would you do here?
Whoa. I would punt it. I would. What have you done on the offensive side that gives you confidence that you can get this done here? It's 10-0. You've done nothing. Why not just punt it, see what happens? You still might get the football right back where you got it now if you can stop that Chargers offense in 3 plays.
Now Ben's come over to the sideline. He's going to maximize the 2-minute break. They don't need to snap it before then.
Well, we know the answer.
Yeah. Let's go, says Tomlin. They need to get something going. Down 10-0. Steelers about to go for it. 4th and a foot. They have not managed to run the football today. 13 of the 25 rushing yards, scramble yards by Roethlisberger. Huge play right here at the 2-minute mark.
Be alert for the quick snap.
Run it. Redmond denied every step of the way. Chargers come up.
This is going to be about the mark because there was a lot of movement. He did fall forward. Oh, they come in, Jim. No, it looks short.
I never even thought he got back to the line.
I didn't either, but
that was Cam Thomas in the bottom of that pile.
how about that? And you and I were talking, didn't have time to go over it, but why I wouldn't go for it here, because I think you could lose the game. You could lose the game right here.
John Pagano cheering on his defense.
Oh, he should. Oh, yeah, that's a good shot. Definitely shot. Look at that sideline of San Diego. So much for a team that was not going to come in and have any emotion because of what was said about the head coach not being there. John Pagano.
Look at Pagano, whose brother Chuck, of course,
yeah,
the Indianapolis head coach, who was the former defensive coordinator with the Ravens and accustomed to many matchups against the Steelers.
You got 94.
1st and 10, and again they start on the Pittsburgh side of the field. Handoff. Nothing there for Ronnie Brown. 4th straight drive on this side of the field. They have all 3 timeouts remaining.
well, you know, look, let's go from the Pittsburgh side of this. Why they go for it? They got to put the pressure on their defense too, saying we can stop them. They've done it many times today.
We got 50. We got him. Pass the game, Rex.
2nd and 10, Roethlisberger. Pass incomplete. It's going for Floyd. So 3rd down coming up. The Verizon halftime report is on the way as well with JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher running through all the scores and highlights. On the Verizon halftime report, Mel Rivers needs to pick up 10. Needs to get to the 37. Again, Pittsburgh not once today snapping it on the San Diego side of the field. Chargers have been living on this end. Got the protection. Got the man open and has the 1st down as well as Spurlock goes out of bounds with it at the 35-yard line.
How about Spurlock? What a first half he has had. He might be the offensive star. But again, good pass protection. Spurlock beats Cortez Allen across the field and gets the 1st down. That's another one. They love that. When they think they're going to get tight man-to-man coverage, the receivers cross each other at the line of scrimmage. Very difficult for defensive backs to keep close coverage in those kind of situations.
All 4 of Spurlock's catches, 3rd down conversions.
Even.
The 12 on that one. 1:16 to go on 1st down. Rivers. Gates is there. This time he makes the catch. Off the rebound at the 21. Picks up 14.
Well, that time he hadn't come up with a couple today. I know there have been tough catches, and that was a tough catch. Antonio Gates gets it done. Rivers under heavy pressure that time still makes the throw. And Antonio Gates, he's sneaky. I mean, you know, it's not the same guy maybe he was 5 years ago, but he's still really good. And he likes to sneak up the field about half speed. And right before the break, he just takes off. Hard for defensive backs to stay with him.
And 1st down with 1:09 to go and all 3 timeouts. And that was intended for Ronnie Brown. Got tangled up with Larry Foote. James Harrison was putting pressure on Rivers.
James Harrison, 92, top of the screen coming in, and Phillip Rivers knew it. That clock you hear about the quarterbacks always have in the head, it's knowing your personnel and everything, and that clock he has, it better be quick. And it has been, and he's done a really good job of managing himself and the team under man going against the Steeler defense.
2nd down and 10.
Backyard man.
Flings it down the field and incomplete. Boy, 2 Steelers were there. including Polamalu. And Polamalu's had that calf injury he's been dealing with all year, and he comes up limping. Keenan Lewis finally to his feet.
Troy Polamalu reading the quarterback, and he just runs right into Keenan Lewis. Keenan Lewis grabs his head, and Troy Polamalu comes out limping, trying to take a shot, trying to score quick. Nothing there for Malcolm Floyd.
59 seconds to go, and another third down, 3rd and 10. Timeout, Chargers.
That's a good timeout. Big play. You want to try to score a touchdown here, of course. Get a little extra time to think about it. And what you do in a situation like this, Jim, it just gives you a chance to look down there and go, oh, forgot about this play maybe. Because that play sheet you have, Norv Turner, is about 150 different plays. Can't keep track of all of them.
Quarterback and coach will talk over this next play selection. And you thought they should have punted. Again, that 4th down effort, Redmond stopped.
I say the reason I said it, it's just because of the way the game had been going. And what gave you confidence? Mike Tomlin trying to shake the team up and get it going again. That's why he went for it. But they haven't blocked that Charger defensive front all day long, and they didn't on that 4th down play either.
Watch Spurlock in a slot to the right. He's converted 4 times, catches for first downs on 3rd in long situations. Rivers goes down the field, but he had an open man. It was Floyd.
Yep.
They'll bring out Novak for the field goal try.
You said it right. It's a blitz. Off coverage on the outside. Nice route by Malcolm Floyd, and Phillip Rivers just anticipates too much. Kiesel's coming in. Boy, how about the job this San Diego offensive line is doing?
It's hard to believe.
It
It's
is
the
hard
number 1 defense.
I had a list of things, excuses for why they weren't going to block well today for them, and haven't used one of them yet.
39 yards for Novak this time. It was good at the opposite end of the field from 51. Novak's kick is good. And it's now 13-0. Again, good from 39 and earlier from 51.
Got to give the Steelers defense a lot of credit. They held them to a field goal try here. This looked like a push. I didn't think it was going to get inside, but it looks, from that angle, it looks like it went inside the right upright pretty easily.
Rivers was concerned as well that it might have been pushed, but able to get 3 points out of it.
I'll tell you, when you watch this first half, I know everybody's reaction is going to be this, is that, okay, we see it's 13-0, but Ben Roethlisberger is just not sharp. And because he's been out for 3 weeks. And my opinion is right away, don't say it. It's about this Charger defense. The opportunities have not been there for Roethlisberger. In fact, I think he's done a good job, Jim, of moving around and trying to create some plays.
Of course, the Chargers leading at halftime. As the San Diego audience knows so well, this is nothing unusual. Although this one is unexpected on the road at Pittsburgh. If games were only 30 minutes long, they'd be 9-3 this year. Rainey. Oh, he is wrestled down. What a play by Jackie Battle. So he prevents Pittsburgh from getting a little hope here off the return to do something with still time on the clock. Now they may have to rethink the strategy. And remember, Chargers won the coin toss and will receive the deferred and will receive the second half kick.
If I was the Steelers, I'd take a knee and brace myself for the tongue lashing that is coming at halftime from Mike Tomlin.
Well, he's going to set him up in a shotgun here. They do have 1 timeout.
Got to be super careful.
Operating from the 10. The sideline to Antonio Brown and a catch. And that will be only the 3rd first down today for Pittsburgh.
Well, with some catch by Antonio Brown, did he get his feet down? We're a long way away. Inside of 2 minutes, They'll review it upstairs in 2. Oh,
Yeah,
that
he
was
dragged
easy.
it. He dragged it beautifully.
Beautiful job is right.
First down of this quarter. Number 3 overall. Roethlisberger down the field, escapes a couple of hits, now launches it to an open target at the 46. It's Emmanuel Sanders, and finally Pittsburgh is on the San Diego side of the field, and a timeout with 26 seconds. 31 yards.
What a job by Ben Roethlisberger. Is he moving around well or not? We talked about it, Jim, in the opening, and we watched him in practice on Friday, how quick he looked. His legs look so fresh, and he is showing it today. And just, well, that little shuffle to the side, this is incredible. And then finding Sanders, well, that's why you give him a chance. The guy's done it for him so many times. I'm sitting there saying kneel on it.
They actually put a couple of seconds back on the clock, so 28 seconds and no timeouts.
Yeah, but you could, Mike Tomlin has said it to us many times. He trusts number 7, and there's no reason not to.
So the first snap of the day for the Steelers from the San Diego side of the field. They brought in Chris Rainey. He's to the left of Roethlisberger. There's a beautiful long ball down the field. Was there contact? They rule it incomplete. Looking for Wallace. And Jammer was the defender.
Well, the Steelers are taking advantage of the fact that this Chargers defense now is sitting back a little. So there's Mike Wallace going down the field, and there is nothing there. That is a good no call. Yep, still good job. You know, you got to be able to touch the guys a little bit. We're fighting for the football. Good job by Quentin Jammer, turning and at least looking for the football.
Wallace's only catch came on the first play of the game on a little wide receiver screen. 2nd and 10. Ball deflected. We're down to 19 seconds.
Trying to go down the middle that time to his tight end Heath Miller. And Gilchrist, Marcus Gilchrist, Jim, you've talked about him before. Watch 38. Oh, he's going in front, and that's why he makes that little move. He thinks he's going to get it.
Yeah, if Leggett didn't get a hand on it, it might have been a pick. Roethlisberger has not thrown an interception at home this whole season.
Leggett is going to be on that J.J. Watt team. I think that's about 9 times he's knocked passes down this year.
3rd and 10 and 19 seconds. Looking for options. Down the middle. They'll have to hurry to the line now as Wallace with the catch. Again, no timeouts. Picked up 17. Can they get Sweezum out here? Yes, they can. Sweezum will be able to try one from about 50.
Great job by Ben Roethlisberger. The 2 big plays moving around. And also, when you look at the other side of the San Diego Chargers, at halftime, you got to go in there and say, we got to stay in the rush lanes. You can't let him move around so much. And he is moving great so far today, Ben Roethlisberger.
You know, they left just enough time on the clock. They didn't run the ball on the last possession of the Chargers. That gave Pittsburgh at least the idea to be able to do something with it, and that they have. They've set up now for a field goal try. We'll call it 49 yards for Sweezum, the hero last week at the end. Sweezum, who's missed only once this year, knocks it through again. 25 out of 26, so they effectively make up for the failure on 4th and short, match the field goal.
That was big, no doubt about it. Gets the crowd going, and it's going to give the football team some confidence going in at halftime. Awesome drive by Ben Roethlisberger.
I'll tell you, Sweezum's won 3 games on the last play or in overtime this year. His only miss was from 54 yards against Tennessee. 97%, which is best in the NFL and a Steeler all-time record. They drive 59 yards in 50 seconds to finally put points on the board. Halftime in Pittsburgh, and the Chargers lead it 13-3. Back after this with the Verizon Halftime Report. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Beautiful look at the skyline here of the Steel City, where the Steelers trailing 13-3. The third quarter kick will be coming to San Diego, and the Chargers, this is not an unusual position for them, leading at halftime, and then later on in the fourth quarter finding ways to lose the games. But today has been quite an effort by their defense to this point.
Well, there's two stories in my eyes. Their defense has been spectacular, but the Chargers' offensive line, 3 new starters today. Let's see. 1 sack on Phillip Rivers for a loss of no yards and no penalties. I think that says it all, that this team emotionally they were into it right from the start.
Yeah, that 1 sack on Rivers, too, it goes in the books as a sack, and that's where he was actually just shoved out of bounds at the line of scrimmage by Ziggy Hood. Not like he was walloped 10 yards back, but that goes in the books as the sack, the lone one of the day, put up by the Steeler defense. So here is the kick to Spurlock, who's having quite a productive day, and he'll run it out. Past the 20 and met at the 23-yard line by Curtis Brown. Rivers 10 out of 25 and Roethlisberger 9 out of 20. A very rare occurrence here where both quarterbacks are under 50%. But a big field goal right before the half by the Steelers to at least manage some points before halftime.
Yeah, always going in at halftime like that, Jim, just emotionally, maybe it woke the team up. The defense, you got to admit, for all the times the Chargers started in Steeler territory, the defense played well in the first half against this Chargers offense.
Roethlisberger taken 11th out of the 04 draft. Rivers the 4th selection. That very same year, it's Matthews with Timmons on him right away, holding him to just a yard.
Yeah, Lawrence Timmons grabbed him and just pulled him to the ground, and Matthews slow to get up. But Lawrence Timmons, Chargers mentioned his name a few times. Hey, 94 is really playing well and just been terrific in the run game, flowing across the field, making tackles. And he's big and tall, so it makes it tough to throw over him, too, when you try to go down the field to the tight end.
This Pittsburgh defense that shut out the Ravens last week in the fourth quarter, came up with some big plays. Maybe they'll come up with one today, as here it's Alexander. A wide receiver screen, picking up 8. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Wide receiver screens, it's all about the left tackle.
That Steel Curtain defense, again, number 1 against the pass, number 1 overall, number 5 against the run. And they also don't give up the big play, the fewest in the league of 20 yards or more. But it's 3rd down, 3rd and a long 1 to go.
They were rocking! Squeeze him! Dookie!
Alexander has the first. And then is gobbled up by Timmons after a gain of 6.
Good protection for Phillip Rivers and a beautiful throw, and Alexander does the right thing. Look at the blitz, a little cross linebacker. How about that, Nick Hardwick? Just wait. That's what you do as an offensive lineman. If somebody runs away from you, stay there. Another defender is going to replace him. Phillip Rivers getting the hang of these gloves. I don't think he's ever probably practiced with them out in San Diego. Why would you?
Got 3 tight ends in on 1st down. And throws it away in the direction of Dante Rosario. Kiesel was the one who really broke up that play.
Yep, that was the old shoot screen. They're going to get everybody running to the offense's right, and Rosario is going to sneak across the field. He's got it. It's going to get some yards. But the pressure too quick on Phillip Rivers. Sam Weiss, Boomer Esiason, and they were one of the first ones I ever saw run that play where the tight end would fall down, get up, then take off.
2nd and 10. They'll go with Matthews off the right side. He's got a hold. And then he is crushed at the 45. So it'll be 3rd down and 4. Give him 6 on that one.
The ball carrier.
Being patient, good lead block by McLean that time. And Norv Turner pacing the game, trying to keep the offense in 3rd down situations where they have a chance. So Phillip Rivers, if the opportunity's there, Jim, so he can get rid of the football quickly.
50! Load him!
Needs 3 for the first.
Amen!
third down. He's got an open man. He's got another first. Another conversion on third down to Spurlock for the 5th time today.
Philip Rivers told us about the slot receiver before he got hurt, Eddie Royal. Spurlock coming in and just doing a tremendous job today. And what did he say, Jim? During the offseason, Eddie Royal was so good that he thought, my gosh, this is going to change our whole offense. Good protection that time. Haslam against James Harrison gets it done.
Yeah, back in May, he said, I kept calling home saying, it's going to be unbelievable this year.
Yeah.
But they can't keep Royal healthy. 1st and 10, Jackie Battle out of the University of Houston. Plunges ahead for a couple. Right into the arms of Worlds.
When you have an offense that's like this for the San Diego Chargers, and you got a makeshift offensive line, unfortunately last year we did a Chargers game right in Chicago where it was almost the same situation. And Norv Turner just said that you just got to go out there, play a little bit, see how it's going to go, and manage it and start calling plays after that. And they've done they've done a masterful job so far with this makeshift offensive line.
A drive trying to restore the momentum they had almost the entire first half. It's Matthews getting outside, and Matthews is able to step out of bounds past the first down chains.
That's how we described him. How about this little running play? They got everybody lined up to the left, and they run back basically naked with the running back. No lead blockers. You got a tight end. Look, everybody's shifting to the offense's left. Let's run it right, and then it's up to Ryan Matthews to beat Cortez Allen around the corner and get the first down.
Get Cortez Allen in today for Ike Taylor. What have you thought of that?
Well, I like Cortez Allen. I like him. He's a good cover man down the field.
Taylor out with a leg injury for a few weeks. They fake left, look right, and then just throw it away. That was in the direction of McClain.
That was a throwaway by Philip Rivers. You know, you hear me say it all the time, Jim. Screen plays, to have to throw it away for the quarterback, that hurts. You know, you count those screen plays as
Automatic completions.
Right.
Going to help the percentage.
I think that's at least 3 that he's thrown away so far today.
There's Ike Taylor in a boot. Dr. James Bradley. Keeping an eye on him. 2nd down and 10. And Rivers, pressure. Pressure now. Got an opening. Takes a big hit. Back on his feet. Rivers, who doesn't miss games, has never missed a game since he took over as starter back in 2006. Got the 2nd longest active streak in the league to Eli Manning.
Well, he knows how to play the position, no doubt about it. Took about every snap in his college career, gets hit on the sideline, and then gets up after the big hit.
It's Timmons who hits him.
It's a pretty good hit.
Obama was trying to get there, got there late.
Had a little conversation with all the Steelers on the sideline. That's just like Philip Rivers.
Well, that little scramble probably puts him in field goal range because this was the exact spot where they had to bring out Novak in the first quarter. 3rd and 5, the blitz, the pass, and another first down. And it's Alexander with Curtis Brown holding on to a gain of 7.
How about the blitz pickup one more time? Steelers timed their blitz perfectly that time. Crowd noise is there. And the one thing you know they're going to do, and he said they're going to throw it quick.
1st and 10, San Diego.
Ronnie Brown coming across the formation and picking up Larry Foote. And you know, Jim, every time it's third in these third down situations, they're throwing it just to the marker. They're not going downfield with it.
Had the football now for over 6 minutes to start the 2nd half. What a drive to begin the 3rd quarter. He set it down at the 26. Matthews able to pick up a little yardage. Could have been a loss. Give him 2.
He's impressive. I'll tell you, Ryan Matthews, his problem so far in his career is just staying healthy. But you can see, I think, by comparison to Ray Rice, I like him because he can get inside, stay small.
Look at some of the blocking here. Haslam, McClain out in front of him.
Oh, McClain does a good job of helping Haslam, gives Matthews a chance to get around the corner.
Matthews with 49 yards on the ground, 19 coming on this drive as Sanders and the rest of that Pittsburgh offense waits for the first chance of the second half. Second down and 8. And flags everywhere.
Delay of game, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That's a big 5 yards. And what happened is the Steelers, Larry Foote was going to blitz, so Phillip Rivers kind of pulled back and waited an extra second.
That's the first penalty of the game against San Diego. Second down and 13. Another blitz. Down the field and incomplete. That was thrown to Floyd. Third and 13 on the way.
Well, it was interesting, too. When we were talking to Phillip Rivers yesterday, and it really caught my attention, Jim. What did he say? He looked back to 2006.
Oh, yeah.
And every time 2010, I think they played, or 2009.
9. Yep.
And he goes, it's unbelievable. It's the same guys still on their defense.
He was in awe of the way that they mold a team at Pittsburgh. They have that consistency. They keep these players.
And he goes, they're playing the same defenses too.
Third and 13 to go ground. They go to Ronnie Brown, who high steps it for a first. And they caught the Steelers on that one on 3rd and 13.
They sure did. The blocking was tremendous. And they're calling this not really to pick up the first down. They just want to get in field goal range. But look at the blocks. Hadnot up front. Hardwick gets a good block, opens it up. Randy McMichael to the outside.
And Polamalu's hit right there.
Yeah, the knee.
Sends Brown limping to the bench. That was not 4th and 29 exactly, but it was 3rd and 13 on the road for this Chargers team, and a conversion. Picks up 17. Matthews fights with foot on his back for 2. The Chargers, as far as getting it in the end zone, running the football, it's been since week 5 at New Orleans when Ryan Matthews scored from 13 yards out. So entering this game, 7 games since the Chargers last rushed for a touchdown.
I want to go back to Ronnie Brown. He is having a good, solid year as a backup to Ryan Matthews. Little rebirth in his career.
They've had 45 yards rushing on this drive after 29 on the ground the whole first half. 2nd and 8. And it's Matthews. Matthews up ahead. Within about a yard of the first.
Matthews up the middle.
And now they've kept the football for 9 minutes.
It's unbelievable. And I'll tell you what they've done. They've taken the Steelers, who are getting a little impatient, overplaying. That's what they've done the last couple runs, and that's why that draw play is picking up big yards up the middle.
Starting to rain here at Heinz Field.
The weatherman was right
Third
on it.
down.
He said
Second half.
second half it's going to rain. And
Yep. 4 times on this drive, the Chargers have faced third down. They've converted every time. 3rd and 1. Go up top, lob it. Floyd's got it for the touchdown. What a drive. What a statement by San Diego. 9 minutes and 32 seconds down the field for the touchdown.
simple play, bring the guy in motion. The defender's thinking he's got to back off for one thing. That's what happens. And then you got to worry about Malcolm Floyd going across the field, and Keenan Lewis cannot recover to knock it down.
Phillip Rivers, second touchdown pass of the game. Gives him 20 on the season for a 7th straight year. That becomes the franchise record. He had shared it with Dan Fouts with 6 years of 20 touchdowns. Got the record alone after this one on 3rd down to Floyd, and look at the reaction from Rivers. Just an amazing drive. 9 minutes, 32 seconds, ending with a touchdown pass to Floyd. Second most plays on the touchdown drive all season long for the Chargers, who had gone so long without their offense being able to produce 6, almost 8 quarters. And now they have a touchdown in the second and a touchdown in the third. And it's raining. Sliding off a couple of hips. And there is a flag back at the 14-yard line, which will likely bring back that 29-yard return.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 97. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Boy, talk about backs to the wall again. Rivers lofts it to Floyd to go up 17. Hanson Phil Simms back here in Pittsburgh. Okay.
Can't beat styling.
I like
with
the styling.
Nance.
Some styling points
Man.
at last. Here's the pass off the back, and that's going to be ruled. I thought it was a pass that looks like on the field. They're still not sure.
They didn't call it. That's why they let the play. When
They
you're
rule it a
unsure,
touchdown.
let the play continue.
Jammer has it. It was off the back of one of the Steelers. He was trying to throw it over to Antonio Brown. Was this ball moving forward at all? I thought it was. Although that angle won't convince anyone.
It's not
Right off
gonna
of
be good.
Paulson.
I always tell people, what's it called? A forward pass. It must be going forward. That's why it was not ruled right away. It was a good no call.
The previous play is under review.
Since it's a touchdown, it can be turnover and touchdown. It will be reviewed.
Well, this one perhaps will give you the best angle. Huge call coming up. Could be the backbreaker if it stands as a touchdown. I don't know, Phil. You've had a look at it. What do you think?
Well, Jim, you know, there's a lot of ways to look. It's tough. Really, I believe it goes forward about a foot. But is that going to be enough to overturn it? It's so close. Jared Johnson really makes the play, pushes Paulson backward.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Wow.
Touchdown.
Second touchdown in 12 seconds by the Chargers. And now you look back on it, all Antonio Brown should have done is kick the ball out of bounds for a safety, as it was just rolling around in the end zone.
Yeah, Antonio Brown, he's in the end zone. You don't hear that whistle. You see people hustling, either get on it, kick it out. You're right. And that was a great job by the officials, Jim. They let the play continue. That's what they're taught to do. And the the Chargers took advantage of it.
Just not enough evidence to overturn it.
That's exactly right.
And Novak adds the extra point. How about this? 27-3. The 4-8 San Diego Chargers. It goes in the books as a touchdown for Quentin Jammer. He's the one who recovered it. His second career touchdown, and the Chargers lead it with 5 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the third quarter. They're up 24. Putting up 14 in a 12-second span. We've seen one snap this half for the Steelers, and it ends up in a Charger touchdown off the snap. And there's the play one more time.
It's just too close to overturn. That's what it's all about. Antonio Brown didn't hear the whistle, had a chance to kick, like you said, Jim, kick it out of the end zone or recover it. Doesn't do it. Quentin Jammer, great job of hustling because he did not hear the whistle, gets the touchdown.
So from the 20 here. It's the pass over to Heath Miller for 3. And Miller, who had such a big game last week at Baltimore, with the 5 catches, the 97 yards, and a touchdown, becoming the all-time tight end touchdown maker in Steeler history, past L.B. Nickel back in the 40s and 50s. It's Dwyer. He's got a big running lane for the first time today. Fighting for more yardage. Finally, tossed out of bounds. It's a gain of 14.
Sense of urgency, no doubt about it. You got to speed the process up if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got to call the plays, get up there and get it done. And when you get the opportunity to get out of bounds, to save a few seconds, because that clock starts again once they place it back in play.
Dwyer again. Just knocks over Lynch. covers the head. Finally finished off by Gilchrist.
Wow. Look, he's not running over somebody that's afraid of contact, and Corey Lynch, that's for sure. But we've talked about Jonathan Dwyer. Give him an opportunity, he can make it happen.
Mario Williams is out at the moment. He's been out the last couple of series, and Brock Bird, number 97, takes his place at linebacker, 2nd and 4. That was Bird defending on that. Pass intended for Redmond. Yeah, back-to-back big running plays by Dwyer. This one just good bulldozing past Lynch.
Yeah, you know what it is that Jonathan Dwyer was just able to get lower than Corey Lynch. That's what it. So Corey Lynch, he'll learn next time he comes in there. I guarantee he's going to get lower and make that tackle.
3rd down and 4. Good pressure. Roethlisberger has the 1st down. And over to the San Diego side off that scramble for 8.
Ben Roethlisberger, keep him in the pocket. It's a blitz. Takeo Spikes comes up the middle. He picks a side and just opened up the running lane for Roethlisberger, who knows it's man coverage and knows when to run as well as any quarterback in the league. One thing I do like is here, look at his defense. Everybody near the line of scrimmage, stay aggressive.
1st and 10, that injury to Mario Williams, an ankle, questionable. A return and another little toss over to Antonio Brown. Gain of about 9.
On that field goal drive right before half, the San Diego Chargers defense did play as careful as they played all day by far. And they got to this position because they've been aggressive. I know they got a big lead, so it's a fine line.
97, 97.
Second and a foot. Roethlisberger goes for Wallace, and Wallace has the catch and the touchdown. Perfect strike from Ben. And he beats Quentin Jammer, and Wallace and Roethlisberger have another long connection.
Yeah, what a throw. Ben Roethlisberger under pressure. I thought somebody was going to grab his arm.
I'm not sure they didn't. That was his hip.
They did get a hold of him. He pulls right out of it. And Mike Wallace inside widens Quentin Jammer out just enough to get that space. Well, what a good job by Mike Wallace. Good coverage too, but a perfect throw.
40 yards. That's the 14th touchdown, covering at least 40 yards between Roethlisberger and Wallace all time. And a flag is out before the extra point.
12 men on the field.
12 men on defense. Penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Well, enforcing that on the kickoff might be at least make you think about an onside kick when you're down this much, but there's still a lot of time to go.
Yeah, you think about a lot of things. Pooch kicking it high in the air, trying to get them inside the 10-yard line. Definitely opens up some possibilities for you. The
extra point. So just after the Chargers put up 2 touchdowns in 12 seconds, Steelers answer with their first of the day in 2 minutes and 43 seconds. It's been a frustrating season for Mike Wallace, dealing with of course contract situation. Missed a lot of camp, a new offense. He's got his man back at quarterback, Roethlisberger, and they have specialized in their 4 years since Wallace came on board from Ole Miss of getting those long ball touchdowns. They've given the Steelers some hope here. Touchback. Well, they don't do anything tricky off the penalty marked against the point after. Joined the NFL in celebrating 50 years of the Pro Football Hall of Fame in this golden anniversary. Come to Canton. Join the more than 10 million fans that have made the pilgrimage to the birthplace of the NFL. For more, visit ProFootballHof.com. Steve Perry and his crew, George Barris and his team, Rock Richards and all of them going around the country spreading the good word about the Hall of Fame in a special anniversary year. Its 50th year. Go to Canton. Make plans in this next year. Crowd now definitely activated as Matthews dives for a yard. Update time. Let's send it back to James Brown and my man Dan Marino in New York.
Hey, Jim, it's the Indy D.
And Jake Locker, he drops back 3 steps, but Cassius Vaughn sits all over it, intercepts it for a touchdown. 21-20 Indy.
Our guys, Jim Nance, Phil Simms.
Wow.
Wow is right.
You look at that, and what do you think?
I'm just thinking of that noise that I see or can hear in that dome in Indianapolis.
Yeah, we got a little bit of that right here. 2nd down and 9 as the Steeler fan base is definitely creating a stir here. A little pass over to Spurlock. Let's send it right back to JB and Dan.
All right, Dan, take her away. Bears and Vikings.
Jay Cutler, this is his 2nd interception of the day. He steps up, overthrows his receiver, gets picked off by Harrison Smith. He goes down the sideline 56 yards for a touchdown. Catching the wall of blockers, 21-7 Vikings.
Wow, who would have thunk it? Jim Nance, Phil Simms.
Wow, how about it? Thank you, guys. Minnesota would go to 7-6 with a win there as the Bears are sinking. 3rd down, 3rd and 3. Rivers with pressure, slings it, incomplete. Would not have been a first anyway. Going for Alexander. And that was newly signed Josh Victorian who was defending him.
Well, it's a good job. Ronnie Brown really misses. I think Ronnie Brown even hurt himself trying to block Larry Foote. He gets a hold of Phillip Rivers, not able to get the ball down the field.
So the Pittsburgh D here, Phil, does exactly what it needed to do here.
Yeah, Jim, the pressure's on. That defense needs they're going to need a 3 and out. A couple more of them in this game, I'm sure.
Well, they got one there. And they fake the punt. They fake it. They go with Weddle, and Weddle has the first down. Can you believe that?
I can believe it. What a call. The special teams coach, Rich Bisaccia, he must have seen this. They had it ready for the game, and what a time to call it. Nobody would expect it. Watch the snap to 32. McMichael gets the block on the outside, and Eric Weddle fast enough to get outside and pick up that first down.
Yeah, he was able to beat Robert Golden.
Yes.
Yeah, to the marker. So that was a huge momentum changer right there. Eric Weddle rushing it out to the 32, and a new set of downs in the last minute of the 3rd.
You got it. 3 more downs at least. Time off the clock in field position.
Matthews, no gain. Hit right away by Larry Foote. That'll be the last time they'll snap it in this quarter.
That was a play where Norv Turner was sitting there thinking, let's go ahead and try to win it right here.
You see him knocking knuckles?
Did they? I missed it.
Yeah. And it's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. San Diego 27 and Pittsburgh 10. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 47. Jim Nance, Phil Simms back here in Pittsburgh, which has been site of a big surprise to this point through 3 quarters. Chargers have the football to start this final quarter, up 17. Maintaining this possession off a successful fake punt. It's a 2nd and 10. By the way, Ronnie Brown has been not here, but back in the game some. Since getting a little banged up earlier. It's a completion over to Floyd, and that was some execution on the fake punt, Phil.
It sure was. Here's Randy McMichael, gets the seal block, and then all Eric Weddle has to do is outrun Robert Golden for the first down. And look how close he gets around the edge. Good block by McMichael, and just enough speed to beat Golden to the sideline. That's a pretty risky play. Usually when you see a fake punt like that, it's going to get you to the edge, the short edge, or up the middle, something much quicker.
3rd and 6. What a catch by Gates. Gates able to take a deflected ball at the line of scrimmage and reel it in for a gain of 11, and again, a new set of downs.
Well, great pair of hands. There's no doubt about it when you talk about Antonio Gates. Look at the cross coverage inside. That wasn't tipped. It just flew out of Phillip Rivers' hand. A little funny, but
I think Kiesel got a hand on it.
Oh, he did. Yeah, you see him jumping. You're right, Jim. And it was one of those little fake routes where he was faking like he was going across the field, stopped and changed direction. And a good adjustment on the catch.
Out to the 47 now. Lobbing it over to Spurlock with a blocker in front. And Spurlock, that was Haslam out there throwing that block.
That's the key. We talked about it earlier. Wide receiver screens. It's up to the tackles. Number 70, Haslam. Watch what he does. Releases, gets outside, and you got to get out of the way when the big fella comes.
Alexander also throwing a block.
Boy,
gains 13.
These are new plays that I haven't seen Norv Turner run in the past years because of the troubles of the offensive line. That's what you do. You find new ways to move the football, and those wide receiver screens, they've worked pretty well for him the last couple of weeks.
First down at the 40. It's to Matthews. Bounce back by Timmons and Kiesel, and college basketball next week here on the home of the Final Four. Cody Zeller and the top-ranked Hoosiers will be taking on the Bulldogs of Butler on CBS Sports, 2 o'clock Eastern Time next Saturday. Starting to get the feeling these guys are really enjoying themselves out here today, which is exactly what Rivers and Coach Turner talked about. They wanted to come out here and enjoy the rest of the ride these last 4 weeks together. There's a great bond between the coach and the quarterback.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Norv Turner just said, I want to give these guys a chance so they can feel good about themselves. And
2nd and 9. Loss to Alexander for 5. You know, at times they've been caught with the cameras on him on the sideline. It looks rather animated because Phillip is so expressive. And he says if people only had a soundtrack to it, they would realize that those talks are not confrontational at all.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Listen, when the head coach is the offensive coordinator calling the plays, they're going to spend a lot of time together, Phillip Rivers and Norv Turner, and they do have a great relationship, and they've worked well for each other. And Phillip Rivers looked at Norv after the news came out and said, let's don't let these 4 games get in the way of the great time we've had together. Let's finish it out the right way.
Yeah, let's not let it put a damper on things. Let's go enjoy the heck out of these last 4 weeks is what Rivers said. And Rivers is bouncing around like a
delay of game.
Yep.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
Happened in the first half. Which becomes a big 5 yards because, again, if you're contemplating field goal, that backs you out of range. They'll finish up with Carolina at the Jets and then hosting Oakland, the team they opened the season against with a win.
Well, Jim, you look at this clock. Here's how I look at it. Even though you got 3 timeouts, the Steelers, a 2-minute warning, you need 3 scores. 2 touchdowns and a field goal right now. Can you get the football back 3 times to have a chance to win?
3rd and 9. Pass is incomplete. Kiesel, it was Hood, both of them chasing after Rivers, and they'll come out with the punting team.
Yeah, that could be intentional grounding by Phillip Rivers. No receiver out there. Is he in the pocket? Oh, he looks like he might still be inside the tackle box.
Now the flag comes out.
Doesn't matter.
Not going to make any difference.
Intentional grounding. Quarterback also lost it down. 4th down.
The way Cypress has performed in this game, it really shouldn't hurt him too much, although it certainly got Turner's attention.
You know, I didn't even see it. Ronnie Brown is in the area. Here he comes across the formation, sneaks out. Oh, he gets hit. So Phillip Rivers really has no choice but to throw it away. But it really is a non-call. And I think you said it right, Jim. It just makes it easier for the punter. Gives him a little more room to pin him down inside the 10.
Yeah, Cypress, who his coach said yesterday believes is one of the 2 or 3 best punters he's ever seen in this league. And he only practices 1 day a week because he's been dealing with a nagging hamstring injury all season, Cypress. 3 times today he has pinned the Steelers inside the 10-yard line. Now, they don't produce any points on this drive, but it looked like it was going to be a 3 and out. They end up burning off 6.5 minutes.
Just like a score.
Brown steps up to the 13 and trying to do something with it. He does. He breaks open the hole with a flag down before he is swamped by Jackie Battle. Flag down at the line of scrimmage. A 40-yard punt, 20-yard run back.
During the kick, holding, number 91, receiving team. Penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
Well, they tried to plead their case about Ronnie Brown being the receiver. That penalty, by the way, will cost him 25. By the way, on this last punt, the hold against Pittsburgh cost them in all 27 yards. Wiping out a good return by Antonio Brown. From the 6. It's raining. He lost his footing or dove down after 6 yards.
Pittsburgh doing the right thing, of course. Hurry up offense.
Roethlisberger able again to shake off the hit, and he's intercepted. It's Brock Bird who somehow makes the catch. It's his first interception thrown at home all season long.
Yeah, he does. I think he sees him. I wonder if the glove did hurt him on this throw, but on the move, tries to throw it. So good in the pocket today. Gets away right there.
Look at this catch.
No, he didn't. He threw it the way he wanted to. Bird just made a really nice catch.
I think he may have been hurt when he caught it too.
I think he hurt his ankle. He reaches down immediately and grabs his ankle.
Yeah, he was already in there just because of the injury to the ankle of Demario Williams, and the former Texas Tech Red Raider from Odessa, Texas.
Just read Ben Roethlisberger's eyes, made the nice move, and made a tremendous catch.
His first career interception. And Matthews with a gain of 2. So no one saw this coming, this performance by San Diego. People will look at this. We have an injury, by the way, on the field right now. And we'll get back to the action here. We got a Charger injured on that play with 10 minutes to go here at Heinz Field. Ron McClain hobbled to the sideline for the Chargers. They're coming off an interception and have the football at the 15 of Pittsburgh.
Cross dog! Flex!
Yeah, Phillip Rivers got to use all the play clock up.
Throws it. Ball is caught. What a catch for the touchdown. Denario Alexander.
Rivers pass
His second touchdown of the day from 15 yards out this time.
Well, they were so excited. They thought if the Steelers, we can get in position and get some single coverage outside. This is what this is. Phillip Rivers, what did he say? I'm going to throw it up, hope for pass interference, jump ball it, whatever I can do. Because they usually see double coverage on the outside receivers. And that is tough. Victorian just not. Hey, no way you can defend that. Perfect throw and a big guy catching it.
And Norv Turner again saying about Alexander, he's come out of nowhere. He beat out 5 guys in a workout. Another touchdown off a Pittsburgh giveaway. That one right there. Bird with the pick. Alexander with the touchdown. A 3-touchdown game for Phillip Rivers. Twice to Alexander, once to Floyd. And the Chargers have a commanding lead in this one with 9:46 to play. It's Alexander right there. Now with 5 touchdown catches in a little more than a month since he won the tryout. Rainey from the goal line. And he is tackled by English. Wednesday in prime time. JB and Chris and Phil showcase America's favorite game, their own unique style inside the NFL. You'll be talking about this one. That's Wednesday on Showtime. Don't miss it.
I think everybody predicted this game right. They said it would probably be a blowout.
Yeah, they did say that. Yep.
Yeah. It is. It's a shocking outcome. There's no doubt about it. I think what's going to really come out of this game, a lot of things, but one, the Steelers' offense.
Roethlisberger again somehow spins away from contact, and that's incomplete. Off the hands of Brown.
Roethlisberger's pass intended for Brown.
Of course, the Steelers in a fight to get into the playoffs. Probably through the wild card route because Baltimore has the lead even off the loss last week. Ravens are winning today against the Redskins, but battling with the Colts and the Bengals. 3 teams for 2 spots, you figure. Cincinnati's up 19-10 in the fourth quarter. It'll be a big game next week for the Steelers at Dallas, and then in 2 weeks they'll be hosting Cincinnati, which could in fact be a playoff game for the last spot. 2nd down and 10. And the dump off pass with Wire near the first. At Dallas, and then divisional opponents here at home, Cincinnati and Cleveland. We'll be there next week for the game against the Cowboys. Game that's going to mean something on each side. Part of a magnificent doubleheader day on CBS with Denver and Baltimore for most of the nation in the early window. 3rd and 1. Wallace. And ridden out of bounds. Gain of 5. So here it is. This is one of the best doubleheaders in a long time. Denver, Baltimore. Huge game when it comes to seeding. 2 teams playoff bound. And then late, most of the nation, 90% of you get Pittsburgh at the Cowboys, all starting at noon Eastern time with the NFL Today presented by Southwest Airlines. By the way, Brock Bird, who was appeared injured on the interception grab, is back out there at linebacker as Roethlisberger again escapes, fires it incomplete. Lynch on the coverage, and there is a flag, but not right there in the secondary. It's back in the offensive backfield.
Holding. Offense, number 83. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
You know, we talked about when this game's over, what are you going to talk about? The Steelers offense. To the top of your screen, Heath Miller holding on English. But Jim, let's don't discredit the San Diego defense. Every time I watch them, I go, wow, they're pretty good.
Yep.
And the more you keep watching them, you start, your opinion keeps elevating. And it came through today.
You had warned us all week long leading up to this one that this defense can play. We had not seen them in person until today. Quite a performance. 1st and 20. There's the pass, great grab by Brown, and they rule it out of bounds. Did not get both feet down.
No, of course, no more force out in the NFL. You've got to get both feet down. Antonio Brown
got the football there. Yep,
and it's
2nd
out.
foot is not in.
Boy, nice call.
Mike Tomlin was kind of concerned about this game when we were asking him about Ben's health. He said, I've got no reservations physically about Ben. I'm worried about the other 10 men on offense, and I just hope they need some sense of urgency.
Yeah, they still have it. That's right.
You can't have, this can't be an exhale opportunity is what he said.
Yeah, because the quarterback is back.
Over to Wallace. He got the feet down, and he's about a yard shy of the first.
I think one thing we were right about, though, Jim, was we watched practice on Friday. I kept saying, man, Ben looks quick. And we were having some laughs. Not that he's ever noted to be fast. He's very mobile in the pocket, but he's moved around absolutely terrific today. So that injury hasn't slowed him down at all as far as his thinking, how he's going to play the game.
3rd and a yard. Inside of 8 minutes.
Coming inside.
After the 19-yard completion to Wallace. And another one to Mike Wallace for the 1st down. This is the first game Ben Roethlisberger's ever played as a father. during that stretch when he was out with the injury. His wife Ashley, in fact, the day before Thanksgiving, gave birth to Ben Jr. And Dad was hoping for a victory here today to be able to take the game ball home to, quote, the little man, who actually is here today. He's up in one of the suites, attending his first NFL game. Here's Roethlisberger. And that is Miller's third catch, the only one of any significant gain on the day for Miller. Gain of 20 for Miller, who's their leading receiver on the season. First tight end at Pittsburgh since Eric Green in '93 to be leading the team in catches. On first down, he's got Cotchery. Phillip Rivers' favorite target back at NC State was Jericho Cotchery. And Cotchery has a gain of 17.
Yeah, tough catch. The Chargers want a challenge here. There it comes. Turner not wasting any time. Eric Weddle made the hit.
San Diego is challenging the ruling on the field that it was a completed pass.
So was it? Did Cotchery hold on? That was Weddle. Had to go to the ground with it, and the ball did squirt out. Back here in Pittsburgh, and they're reviewing this one, the challenge issued by the Chargers. They say, no, this should not be ruled a catch. Cotchery trying to go to the ground with it.
Contact to the ground. You must hold the football for an element of time. He did not.
After reviewing the play, the receiver did not maintain possession of the ball. It is an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd down and 10 on the 28-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 6 minutes and 47 seconds. Thank you. San Diego is not charged with a timeout.
You know what this game is going to show us all, Jim, as we come down to these last 3 weeks. Don't say, oh, this game means nothing to this team. And this, we see it every year. And the NFL, it's not the old NFL where teams pack their bags early. They always know something is at stake.
So 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger obey and incomplete. That's going to be a flag. That's going to be on Kaysen. On the back of Brown.
Interference, defense number 20. Ball will be spotted at the spot of the foul. First down.
Good view from down there. I guess you say the contact got there before the football did. Pretty bang bang.
A 7-yard penalty and a new set of downs at the 21. Running out with it. Ben to the sideline, right on the first down marker.
Roethlisberger to the 10 and out of bounds.
Chargers are fine with that because the clock keeps on running. Once they respot it, which they're doing right now, that clock restarts. Even though Ben Roethlisberger got out of bounds, that rule changes inside of 5 minutes in the 4th quarter. 2 minutes in the first half.
First down from the 11. All kinds of time to the end zone. Ball is caught. It's Wallace, and he has a 2-touchdown game.
What a catch.
From 11 yards out.
3 pump fakes and a completion later for the touchdown. Wallace, top of your screen. 1 fake, 2, 3. Let me throw it. And Mike Wallace, good job of attacking the football and catching it with your hands.
Well, they go for the 1 here. Yeah, I thought that perhaps with it being a 3-score differential, you might want to go for the 2, and you could have got it down to a 2-score game. I don't understand that.
You're absolutely right, Jim.
I mean, that just added another possession needed.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what happens as you are just relieved you score, you lose track of the game and what your team needs and give them a chance to still come back. 2 scores with 6:07 to go.
Still have a chance.
We've seen it many times. You and I have done games where we go, well, we're thinking to ourselves it's over. We don't say it. We always say the same, boy, I'm glad we didn't say it.
I'm sure Norv Turner, he's over there probably he's already crunched the numbers, and he's relieved that it stays a 3-score differential.
Great point.
So Wallace with 4 receptions on that drive. The last one being the touchdown. Roethlisberger, who told us on Friday that just want to get in the dance. That's all we want. We can win it from there. We've proven that before. We've won as a 6 before. Just want to get in the dance.
Well, the defense has really come around for the Steelers, but there's a lot of mystery still to this team. You said it to me, losing to Tennessee, losing to the Raiders, struggling against Kansas City, losing to Cleveland, and so far losing here today. Should be an onside kick.
And it's over the first line, and it is caught by Ingram back at the 33. Well, we're on the road, of course, to New Orleans, February 3rd. Super Bowl 47 on CBS. Here's a little flashback. Super Bowl 43, James Harrison. He was the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. What a play he made.
Last play of the first half, right?
No time left when he crossed the goal line, the 100-yard return. And Pittsburgh won it 27-23. 56 days to go. So we're down in the Bayou City of New Orleans, the Crescent City. Polamalu trying to jump there on the snap and force a strip. Matthews holds on to it for a gain of 2. It's been a struggle this year for the Steelers against the AFC West. And you think about it, they lost at Oakland, blew a 10-point lead out there, lost the season opener, in fact, at Denver, and really struggled here in sloppy conditions. The game Roethlisberger got hurt, had to win in overtime to beat the Chiefs.
Right.
So unless something dramatically changes here the last 5.5, they'll be 1-3 against that division on the year.
The last play, you could hear Phillip Rivers, get on, you get off, Gates, get up.
2nd and 8. Rain's coming down pretty forcefully now as Matthews again will take some of the time off the clock with a gain of 3. Coming up, the Subway post-game show, JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher, with all the latest scores and highlights, the latest playoff picture, all that coming up on the Subway post-game show.
I know this, I'll guarantee you Norv Turner's sitting over there going, we need 1 first down here. Because if you don't get it, it can get nervous. Steelers kind of got the rhythm. Roethlisberger just standing back and throwing the football. You don't want to give him 2 more chances.
Still, that extra point is huge.
It was.
17.3 score margin, and Matthews going nowhere as Ziggy Hood comes across, and they bust across the line to force the 3 and out.
Yeah, you're right. When you put it that way, 3 scores, that makes it almost impossible to get done.
Timeout called by the Steelers at 4:34. So the Chargers, you know, we talked about it, how much do you put into it. Doesn't affect these guys on the field necessarily, although a lot of Steelers certainly who have been around for some of those past regular season wins against the Chargers, and Phillip Rivers was on the losing end of a few of those, but Rivers used that as a motivational tool against for his team against the Steelers going into this. Guys, we've never done this. Is something we can make history. We can win for the first time ever as an organization in the regular season at Pittsburgh. 0-14 before today.
Yeah, and look, they were looking for everything, talking to themselves. That's what you do. You give yourself incentive. That's why Phillip Rivers brought it up to his teammates.
Fair catch called by Brown at the 27.
Antonio Brown with a fair catch.
4:27 to go. So Somebody just tuning in sees this score, says, wow, Roethlisberger must have really been rusty today. And what do you say? Or maybe they played him too soon.
Well, they definitely didn't play him too soon, Jim. You know, we heard it from the Steelers. The doctors said it. We're watching the game today here, moving around great. And when the receivers have been open, he's been pretty accurate. Not as great as they throwing the football, but pretty damn good.
This time he's going down. They finally were able to get to him, and it's Corey Liuget.
Corey Liuget said, I can't wait. I want to take Big Ben down. And I said, when you go on the field for this game, the first thing you're going to say to yourself when you see Ben Roethlisberger, he's a big dude. There's a reason why he shakes off a lot of tacklers.
He spun away so many times, but unable to get away from Liuget on that occasion. 2nd and 17. And knocked away, incomplete. Kaysen defending on Brown, and Gilchrist over there as well. Is Corey Liuget, who had the sack the play before, is quite impressive. And you think this is the building block for the future for this team. But, you know, you look at Franklin on that line, Martin, who was injured before today, Reyes, Cam Thomas, impressive bunch. This young man, though, by the way, playing with a very heavy heart. His Illinois teammates involved in that fatal crash last night. Jerry Brown was a teammate of his at Illinois, and the car driven, of course, by an intoxicated cowboy, Josh Brent, who was arrested yesterday afternoon. All of them were teammates at Illinois. Batted away by Lynch.
Roethlisberger's pass intended for
I think you
Sanders.
said it right when you talked about
Coverage
Corey
by Lynch,
Liuget.
incomplete, fourth
Legit
down.
is that, you know, he's what they're going to build around, I think, on the defensive side. They also got somebody who didn't play today, Jim, Donald Butler, a linebacker, who I think is terrific. The thing I like about some of these players on the defensive side, they play so many plays and are able to give that all-out effort through the whole game.
Steelers decide to just go ahead and punt it away. As Butler's punt is covered up at the 1-yard line. That is Van Dyke back there, DeMarcus Van Dyke, after a 79-yard punt. Take note. Here's the summary. The first touchdown of the game went to Alexander late second quarter. And then the big stop on 4th and a foot led to a Charger field goal. It was 13-3 at the half, then 20-3 off the pass to Floyd. Seconds later, this was ruled a fumble and a recovery for a touchdown by Jammer. Steelers got one back, 40 yards to Wallace. Then to change the momentum back, the fake punt executed with the up back Weddle picking up the first down. The interception by Bird led to this score. Rivers with another touchdown pass, his 3rd of the day, back to Alexander. And now we have just 3:35 to play. And that's a 1-yard gain for McLean. We've got an update. Let's go back to New York.
RG3 is hurt. Kirk Cousins is in for him.
Yes, and Kirk Cousins right here at the end of the game, he finds Pierre Garçon for a touchdown, and they also convert the 2-point conversion, and they go into overtime.
All right, let's take it back to Pittsburgh. Jim Nance and Phil Simms.
All right, thank you, guys. We're hearing knee injury for Robert Griffin III, and again, questionable return, but his backup able to send that game to overtime.
How about that? Kirk Cousins comes in, 4th-round pick, a rookie also. Got a lot of playing time in the preseason.
McLean again. I don't want to lose sight of the fact that just saw the longest punt for the Steelers in 63 years. The 79-yard punt by Drew Butler, the rookie from Georgia. And it's the longest since an 82-yard punt back in 1949 by Joe Jerry.
You know, Jim, I think the one thing that this league, you talk about all the players and how it's changing the rules and the throwers and catchers. How about the punters and kickers? It's hard to find a guy that can't just knock a 50-yard field goal through like it's nothing. And these punters are such good athletes now that they can just boom the ball.
Well, we've seen it today. I mean, you got a guy like Sweesom who's 25 of 26 on the season. And you got Novak on the road. He hits one from outside of 50, just the 5th one in Heinz Field history in the NFL. 2 for 2 of the day. And for once, the Chargers don't let the fourth quarter get away from them after seeing 4 blown fourth quarter leads on the year and the last 2 weeks being outscored 10-0 in the last 5 minutes of regulation. Last time out called by the Steelers. And they'll be getting the football off the punt here in a moment. We've got the Subway postgame show immediately after this one with Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher, all led through the highlights and all the stories by the one and only James Brown. On the Subway post-game show, we've got St. Louis is in with a final, a victory over Buffalo. Cleveland wins again for the 3rd straight week, 30-7. Indianapolis came from behind to win. That's a big one as far as the Steelers go. A 27-23 win for the Colts. Jets over Jacksonville. All kinds of things happening. Be a sweet one for Rivers and company. He was giving us the math. He says, you know, they can say whatever they want about Coach Norv. We've done some great things together, and they've fought the last 2 years significant injuries. His point was, if we can win the last 4, that'll give us 60 wins together in 6 years.
That's pretty strong. When you talk about averaging 10 victories a year, not many coaches or teams can do that.
Be a lot of people sign up for that right now.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's like Norv Turner said. It's just for that news to come out, and the fact that it probably leaked from
his own building.
From their own building.
Yep.
That's disappointing, but got to really be proud. I mean, it's going to be a proud moment as a coach to know that your team responded and came here knowing the situation, and they played hard for you. I think that says a lot. It's got to be a big deal for him.
First down. Fights off the sack, and it goes to Miller to the 31. We'll run to the line here as they try to get as many plays in before the 2-minute warning. Gain of 13. That's Brown at the 17. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 34-17, 2 minutes to play. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Philip Rivers with his pal Charlie Whitehurst, his backup, just waiting for these last 2 minutes to elapse to celebrate what would have to be the sweetest point of the season. A victory over a team fighting for a playoff berth, playing them on their home field with this kind of performance. To the end zone, Roethlisberger is going for Burris, and it's incomplete. Again, we talked about it earlier, but some folks may have missed it. We talked to Norv Turner about all the reports that have been swirling this week that he was going to be fired at the end of the season. He had not made really any public statements, but he told us yesterday, look, guys, I think we all know what the final outcome is going to be. Again, just disappointed it was leaked out of our own building. But he's so intent on trying to show that his coaches, his young players can feed off of this for their futures. 2nd and 10. The pass over to Rainey, and Spikes has hold of him with a flag down.
I think you're right when you talk
Illegal
about
hands to the face, number 78 offense, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Sending these players out the right way, Jim, by playing these last 4 games with a purpose. They're off to a tremendous start, but also just to show you what kind of man Norv Turner is, very concerned about his coaching staff. In this NFL, once you're a coach in it, you never know when a staff, if they change it or fire the head coach or whatever, it's hard to land a spot. A lot of people want to coach in this league.
Well, he said, listen, what means more to me is that people know that these coaches and players are not shutting it down. Nobody needs to feel sorry for me, and I have a lot of regard for Dean Spanos. That's what he said. 2nd and 20. That's Miller fighting off it. Tackle and reaching for it. They run him down at the 1.
With the reception to the 1.
What an effort by Heath Miller. And he knows the proper spot.
Very good mark, just short.
Previous play is under review.
Just to be sure, Scott Green's going to take a look at it.
Inside of 2 minutes, all reviews upstairs.
That was Weddle on the hit. The knee was down as the arm was stretching out, down at about this point right there.
Good shot. Definitely see Jim just short. Time, when does he hit down? The football has not crossed the goal line. If they score here, you know what, Jim Nance?
Yes, you're going to get back to that extra point.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
It's just, it was, I think you were right. I think they just got lulled into the moment.
You know what? And if they were 2 scores down, when they punted the last time, I forgot what it was, 4th and what, they might have went for it knowing those 2 scores too.
Right.
So it would have changed a lot of the plays and play selection afterwards, but not going for 2 was a big miss.
Timmons, who had a very busy day out there today, in on many, many tackles. Ryan Clark.
After reviewing the play, the receiver was short of the goal line, down by contact. It's first down, the half-yard line.
Okay, 1:18 to play. And Rainey is the running back. Fake to Rainey, looking for Miller, and it's incomplete.
Roethlisberger's pass intended for Miller.
By the way, the Cowboys looking for the game winner with 4 seconds to go at Cincinnati, and the kick is good by Bailey. That's huge news for the Steeler fans. The Cowboys pull off that win on the road, battling all those emotions.
And beating a good football team down, one of the hot ones in the NFL, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Second and goal and a touchdown. Antonio Brown.
And you can say, why did they throw the football twice from where they were on the field? Because you don't want to run the football and not get a first down, or score, I mean, because you don't want the clock to keep moving. You don't want to use the timeout. So you throw it. If it's incomplete, little, not a pick play, but let's get in the way of each other, and just enough room for Ben Roethlisberger to fire it in there for the touchdown to Brown.
Well, now there's no reason to go for 2. Extra point is good. And it's a 10-point game with less than a minute remaining. Roethlisberger with 2 touchdown passes in this final quarter, 128 yards passing in this quarter alone.
You know, you won't believe it. I mean, that is going to serve him well going into next week's game, getting these extra throws and this experience. And whatever rust was on him by sitting out 3 games, he has gotten rid of, that's for sure.
Just announcing the Cowboys score here to those that are still in the building, and that is really welcome news on what's been an otherwise dreary day for the Steeler faithful. Pittsburgh and the Cowboys will be tangling next week, both coming into the game at 7-6, both really needing a victory. And what a logjam we have in the NFC East meanwhile. Onside kick, and it's recovered by the Chargers. That is Gachkar on the ground with it. think you said it best earlier about this league. You just when you think the predictable is going to unfold, you get a performance like Kansas City last week, or Dallas today, or even take a San Diego season after all the news that have been reported this week.
Look, you got a football team that's 4-8, and the rumors come out about their head coach. So the story, that is what we all perceive. It's got to be a big letdown. This team's just going to, so-called say we're going to mail it in.
Hey, think about how they did this again today. You come in here with all of that against you, and then you have 3 new starters from the week before on the offensive line out of your 5 front. 3 are new starters. A couple of guys, you don't even know their names. They just signed them in the last couple of days against the #1 defense. Now they have a technical issue with the microphone, but the penalties against the Chargers, so they will be re-kicking from midfield. You get another stab now at the onside kick.
Well, whatever the penalty was, we didn't get the signal, but it had to be a personal foul. It's 15 yards.
It was a Suisse amount. It was 1 out of 9 career onside kicks. Pops it right over that front line, and out of bounds with it goes Spurlock. So here's the AFC playoff picture. Now we receive news the Redskins win it in overtime over Baltimore.
How about that? What a comeback, backup quarterback.
You see Pittsburgh and Cincinnati matching 7-6 records. Indianapolis 2 games ahead of them in the wild card playoff. Then you got at 6 and 7, you got the New York Jets.
You've got the Jets, and Miami Dolphins are looking at it saying, hey, we're 5 and 7, we got a chance.
Yeah, they're playing, just starting now out at San Francisco. Baltimore's dropped now into the 4th position awfully quick in the AFC playoffs. And one more knee and it'll be official. Chargers will have a first ever win in the regular season at Pittsburgh after 14 losses. I tell you, things are just wild over in the NFC. Washington at 7-6. Cowboys are 7-6. Another knee and put this one away in the books.
Well, we're going to have an exciting game next week, that's for sure, because of what happened today. Steelers down in Dallas.
Final score is San Diego 34 and Pittsburgh 24. Mike Tomlin gracious in defeat, congratulating Norv Turner, who did a fabulous job of preparing and coaching his team to this victory. Coming up next, the Subway postgame show. For Bill Sims, Lance Barrow, Mike Arnold, and all the crew, this is Jim Nantz saying so long from Pittsburgh. You've been watching the NFL on CBS, and we'll join James Brown in New York after this.